photographs we've just looked through are the ones that are specific for her or for you later on to work with in the way that is relevant for you at that moment in time and is completely different to the way anybody else will. In working with the photos and the essences, they're very specific, because what we're going to do now with Suzanne is to ground that knowledge and that information so that she can assimilate it. So we need to know which of the essences that is, and we can find out how appropriate that is afterwards. Okay? So you can see them all, and then I'm going to come back, and as I come back you say, yes, that's the one. Okay? So is that one? So as I'm going to come back through now, you're going to tell me which one it is. Right, this essence, do you feel you want to hold it, or have a drop on your wrist, or do you want to drop in a glass of water? These essences are made in exactly the same way as Dr. Batch's essences, so they can be taken in the safe way.
In alcohol.
So what I'm going to do, Suzanne, is to just read to you exactly what you said. Okay? We're not going to go in and analyse any of those bits unless you want to talk about it. If you do, that's fine. But I'm just going to read through, and this should make sense with you. Okay. Firstly, you said at the top there is a lion. The whole thing is a lion, and there's a fairy on its back. There's also other nature spirits there. The background is lighting up. The colours are coming in. There's peach and there's pale greens. And then you laugh. You said you were drawn to one that was bent over, and that really made you laugh. And you said, that's how I felt since the treatment yesterday. And I asked you if that one had a message for you, and then you started to cry, so you're going through the emotional release, and I handed you the tissue and crying. You said the message was saying she's still alive. It might be that way down, but she's still alive. I asked you if there are any gifts or shapes or objects around her, and you said there's one, and it's like fusion. It's like all the energies are in the middle of it. And then you started to cry. You then went on to see a horse galloping at the top half, and it was a golden horse, breathing out. You breathed out again a sigh of relief. And I asked you if there was anyone riding that horse, and then you kind of like went and put your hand over your mouth. And you went, ooh. And then your hand touched your heart.
The reason for that was because of the way the books were being
You look really, really surprised. And then you said it's about energies. You turned it round again and you said there is an attachment of the mane. It's a bird's head. It's a bird's head. It's a golden bird with a golden wing, and the head is black, but the bird is gold. It's got a connection to the flower in its beak. It's pulling something off. It's pulling it down, or pulling it down. It's strange. And then you said it's changed something. And I said, what's it changed? And you said something's let go in the heart. Recognise something, and then kept turning it round again and again and again. You said at the centre that the bigger flower is getting brighter, and there was a face in it now, and you really smiled at it then. I said, did it have a message for you? And you said, it's just very loving. It's just another aspect of the lion's mane. And you said, it's wise, really wise. It's different. It's able to be all kinds of states. And then you went, ooh, and you had a go. And you said the endings and the fluffy bits are all pulsating. Feels like a cat, and then it changes. It's a young cat, and then a wise cat, and then it changes. At that point, you came out of the picture. Now, Suzanne is sitting here now, going. I don't know at this point as a therapist whether she needs any help in understanding that. I would sense not. Suzanne, does that all make sense to you?
Yeah, it all makes sense. It does make sense.
When somebody goes into this, there were times when she was very quiet. And you as a therapist, you'll have the sense of, is she quiet because she's absorbing from the picture? If she is, we need to ground it. It has to be voiced so I can write it down to read back, because it's that reading back is her assimilation of it all, which is why she's got the essence to help her with that. But there are occasions when I would prompt, if she's got a being in there, you know, has that being got a message for you? How does that being make you feel? Are there any gifts with that being? And that can be shapes. When I did this with my ex-husband, he saw the shape of an anvil. The gift was an anvil in his pictures. And what that meant to him was, because after the business went, he had to change his tools. Anvils are what you shape the tools on, aren't they? And he had to use his skills, but in a slightly different way. So the gifts are quite important. There was a lot of emotional releasing. Suzanne was letting go, and the crying came, and that's wonderful. When you can get that to happen, you know that something is shifting. Crying tears, energy in motion, releasing, letting go. What a fabulous gift that was being brought to her through that picture. Who's the buddy or the therapist? Your role is to stand back and just be with. Not to interpret, not to analyse. You're not Jung or Freud or whoever. You know, it's that
what happens
person.
with children? Because children won't always be able
No,
to.
it's a different process with children. If we have time today, and I don't know because we'll just explore the dynamic, but we'll go through the children's process, which is different. We'll just see how today comes.